Hello and good afternoon, East Grand Rapids Public Schools. My name is Cheryl Bell. I would like to say thank you to all who are involved in this video application process today. My public school experiences began with Newaygo Public Schools in 2004, where I was a one-on-one aide in the preschool for children with autism. I then moved to Tri-County Public Schools, where again I was a one-on-one aide for a student with autism and was able to take them through their high school years. During my graduate experience for speech-language pathology, I had a very successful internship at Rockford Public Schools. There I had excellent on-the-job training from Colleen Lewis. I was able to see how it is to work with a collaborative of other speech-language pathologists in a very large school district, and really gain a perspective of how a well-run, put-together special education program can really be. I believe that East Grand Rapids Public Schools shares a lot of the same attributes as Rockford. When considering placement for my own children's education, I really looked at Rockford for that reason, their high excellence in academic standards, and I believe East Grand Rapids shares those standards. I would love to be part of a top-notch special education team. The last 2 years I've been employed at Muskegon Heights Public School Academy. I have had the opportunity to work with early on children and child find in the homes. I have also worked with the general ed and special ed preschool programs, as well as K through second grade. Through working at Muskegon Heights, I have really gained a deeper understanding of what it takes to be an effective therapist with a diverse population. I am now a much better at relating with parents of different ethnic groups. It's really helped me grow as a therapist. Question 2. My journey to becoming a speech-language pathologist began with having a close friend who had a son with Asperger's. I really watched how therapies throughout the years for him, in all aspects of therapies, really improved his quality of life. Later in my own life, when my son was born and started missing milestones, we realized he had a tremendous communication difficulty. The speech therapy that he received throughout the schools and summer speech camps have absolutely changed his life for the better. Empathy for other children with communication difficulties really took hold in me at this point. I had a desire to work with children with autism and did so while furthering my education to become a speech-language pathologist. Today it is amazing to have the opportunity to bless and help other children to communicate in the way that my son was able to be helped. Question 3. I feel that I would be a well-rounded candidate for your position. I hold a speech licensure in Michigan and South Carolina. I also have an educator license in South Carolina. I have medical speech-language pathology experience, not only in the outpatient setting, but in the private home setting. I think that gives me an upper hand when dealing with kids with high physical need in addition to their communication needs. I'm not afraid of getting in there and really working with that trickier population of the kids with autism. I really enjoy the challenge of finding the right in or out of the box therapy technique that will help to break through the communication barriers that those children have. One such breakthrough I had last year was with a student that had selective mutism. The student had gone through 3 years of formal education, not ever having once uttered a word within the school setting, not on the bus, not playground, nothing. And so after some trial and error, I really had to use the non-traditional methods with my student. And so what I did was I removed all visual contact between myself and the student during therapy sessions. What this was able to do was to separate the student's negative emotional connection with communicating from the student's actual ability to communicate. Once that separation was made, the student was no longer afraid to communicate and thus began to communicate. I was literally jumping around the building and proclaiming the breakthrough. I am proud to say that my student has had a very successful first grade year, which has included raising his hand and participating in class. It is by far my greatest achievement so far as a therapist to date. So I just want to thank you all today for your time and consideration. I look forward to a wonderful working relationship with these Grand Rapids Public Schools. I am open and anxious to learn from and become part of a top-notch special education team at East Grand Rapids Public Schools. Thank you so much, Cheryl.